Howdy guys, it's Joe here, and today I want to talk to you guys about how you can go from bronze to master, and this really applies to every single player. No matter what skill level you're starting at, I'd say this should be able to help you, and this should be the honest truth in order to get to any rank that you actually want. With that said, it's not really going to be any BS. There aren't going to be any big tricks, any big cuts you can do to get there immediately. And while I feel like guides are very helpful as they can teach you some stuff, I'm just going to go dig deep and kind of just tell you guys what you need to hear if you actually do want to get from bronze to grandmaster or master with any character. This could be a meta character or non-meta character, which I'm assuming is probably the larger majority of people that are coming to this video because, you know, it says with any character. But I do want to make sure to remind you guys, again, I'm going to go kind of hard, kind of deep, and talk about the stuff that really matters the most, other than, you know, just small tips that a lot of times people will go over. So yeah, we have that. As well with this, I do want to mention very quickly so you guys don't hound me in the comments. I honestly don't care what rank you are at all. You can be bronze, you can be grandmaster, top 500. It doesn't really matter to me. Play the game that you want, play the game the way you want to play the game. If you want to become a very good player to a certain character, then do that. And if you're someone that wants to play casually and you don't really care if you're good, do that. I honestly don't care. Play the game how you want to. I'm just trying to help the people that want to play the game a certain way. And if you're not that way, well, just click out the video. Go to another thing, you know? It's not for you exactly, I guess. But yeah, there's that. I played it very casually some seasons. Very, you know, competitive other seasons. Season 3, played super casually. But Season 2, I played super competitively. So there you go with that. Anyways, let's just get started on to some of the real deep things. First off, what I'm going to say, and hopefully you guys can take this in, if you aren't already at the rank that you want to be at, it should be pretty obvious that you aren't simply putting enough time into the game and putting enough effort into the game in order to get to that rank and in order to improve yourself. So the most obvious thing is shove a lot more time into the game, shove a lot more effort, and put that time that is needed and spend that time into getting better. Of course, this is if you want to get better, if you want to improve. I feel like a lot of people do know that they have to play the game, but a lot of times people just don't really want to. They don't want to have to shove in all those hours. They want to become good without actually putting in the time and the effort that other people have put in. If you look at any of these great players, they've put in like hundreds, thousands of hours. Maybe you put in like 100, 200. You got to put in a ton of time, and it will help you improve. That's the number one thing that I'm going to say helps you improve. Simply playing the game and playing the game the hardest that you possibly can. Of course, if you're playing every game for hundreds of thousands of hours, but you're just playing super casually, you're not really going to get much better. You have to get in with the mindset of trying to get better and just going from there. Of course, I do also want to tell you guys, if you don't have way too much time, then of course, just play the game for fun. Just play the game like you want to. Just play the rank that you're already at. Whatever really makes you have a lot of fun. You don't need to get to that rank that you kind of want to get to. You don't have to hurt yourself over it. You don't have to be annoyed by yourself over it. If you don't have the time, just realize, maybe I'll get to it later. Maybe I'll never get to it. You know, I kind of want to get it, but at the same time, I'm not going to die if I don't have it. I feel like a lot of people just kind of realize, and often a lot of the times getting to the rank that you wanted to isn't even, you know, quite as fulfilling as you thought, so you shouldn't care so much. It should be something that you want to do and to improve yourself, but if you can't get there, and especially if you know that you don't have enough time, don't try to sell yourself short. Don't try to put your time just in the wrong places. Yeah, just put it as you guys think you can. Now to my second thing I want to say, stop thinking that your way to play the game and your way to play the character that you're playing is the best way. Now I feel like a lot of people don't say this to their friends, but they kind of just think it to themselves for a lot of the time. You're just like, you know, this has always worked for me, this is always going pretty well, you know, I'm up in platinum doing pretty good, so I guess I'll just keep playing the way I've always played. I'm gonna say to you guys, instead of doing that, look up to someone that's at their rank that you want to eventually reach and try to see how they play, see how they position, see how they flank, see how they stay behind their team. Maybe you always go for these certain strategies that sometimes work. If you see this person never doing anything like that, you might not want to go for it. Essentially, I'd say if you are at a very low rank, simply copy people that are a lot better than you, try to learn the strategies, and then once you get a little bit better, you can employ your own strategies with that strategy. But if you're just really at the bottom of the bottom, just learn exactly what these people are doing and get better from it. You know, watch esports, watch different VODs, all the stuff like that. And then you can just spice it up a little bit by yourself later. Really, I'd say the one thing, you don't need to reinvent the wheel twice. People have already gone to that rank. People already know how to play the hero. People already know exactly what to do with them. And it's out there for you to see. You're kind of just wasting your time by not looking at it. And even though sometimes you might not want to look at it, it's something that can help you a lot. And honestly, if you want to get to that rank that you were desiring so much, look at it, try to learn from them. And even if you aren't, you know, consciously thinking, you know, my strategy is so much better, you might be subconsciously a little bit. So just try to learn from them, and that will definitely help you a ton. Now, the next thing that I feel like is really just the most important to going to any rank that you want to, with any character that you want to, is making the hard decision that you will stay with that person, that you will get to that rank that you want, that you will spam the countless hours that are necessary, the countless hours of playing, of studying, of learning, and that you will keep playing even if you get bored at times. I know that's really kind of hard to get through. You know, you're playing this game for fun, you're playing this game just because you want to enjoy it, and if you don't enjoy doing stuff like that, simply just realize maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'll play casually, maybe I'll play as I've always played, and I'll just go as that goes, and that's completely fine. There's really no negative to that. But if you are looking to just rank yourself up with a character, somebody especially that you aren't really used to playing way too much, or that just really isn't the best at this time, you have to do that. You have to put that in as hard as you can. You have to put in your time as hard as you can, and you have to make the decision and keep yourself with that decision. If you never decide, and if you are just kind of flip-floppy with yourself, you won't ever reach what you want to. You gotta make it for yourself, and I really can't force you to. That's just all up to you. With this said, again, if for you rank is not really way too important, or you just don't care, or you really just want to become good enough to climb the ranks, you know, a few ranks, you don't have to completely do that. You know, you can kind of spaz around, you know, play a few different heroes, slowly climb up the ranks, and that's fine. But if you just want to become one of the best, want to become very skilled as person and just climb up a ton, especially if you're very low and you want to get very, very high, I'd say that's the way that you kind of have to go for it. Again, though, this isn't really for everybody, or even for the majority of players. I'd say for the majority of people, or at least for a lot of people, Diamond is usually good enough, or Platinum is usually good enough. And you're having fun enough matchmaking, you're having fun enough games, you're going through, you know, good enough. You feel like you're playing good enough with the character, you're enjoying it. That's completely fine. I'm honestly not going to put that down really at all. Just if you want to make yourself become the best you that you can be, and you really, really want that, you really, really want to prove to people how good you are, and mainly how good you can be, you want to prove it to yourself, you're going to have to put that in your mind, and you will have to decide what you want to get. And yeah, that's really all I'm going to say. It's very, very simple, but it does take a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time. For some people, though, I will say that, you know, you're just naturally good at the game, you naturally do really well, you can play a lot of heroes, you can climb up, and if you're that person, good for you. I'd say lucky you. If you're a lot of people, though, you're going to have to put a lot of work. You're going to have to put in a lot of time, a lot of effort to get where you want to be. But if you do put that in, I'd say for a lot of the time, it is worth it. It becomes a little bit more fun, a little bit more competitive. You can really be a little bit more proud of where you've gone to. It all depends on your mindset, though. And if you don't really feel like any of those sound like things that really appeal to you way too much, then just don't go for it. And if people are kind of pressuring you to rank up, but you don't really want to, just tell them, you know, I'm having fun playing this game quick play. I'm having fun playing the game I want to. But yeah, if you don't want to rank up, just try to decide, and just try to put in the time, put in the effort, and really there's nothing else that can help you more than that. I feel like a lot of people are going to try to tell you these exact, you know, mini tips, and those are really useful. I've tried to give a lot myself in the past, but the number one thing that you can do to rank up is just choose to rank up and go from there. There's really not way too much you can say from that. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, as always, make sure to tell me in the comment section down below. Or if you feel like maybe I was off point, maybe if I'm thinking completely wrong, then tell me that down below as well. I really like to hear you guys' criticisms, so I like to try to improve myself the best I can and try to give you the most accurate content that I can think of, that I can figure out for myself. As well with this, it's just my own personal opinions, what I've been personally thinking, and if you have a different opinion, and if you think, you know, maybe I'm completely wrong, well, that's up to you. You know, everybody has their own opinions, and everyone's just trying to help each other as much as they possibly can. This is at least what I'm thinking, but, you know, you're just gonna have to wait and see. Anyways, as always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you can improve yourselves in the future. And as always, have a wonderful day.